29th of October. What have you got for us? A fucking lot. Okay, the next 3 days are a lot. Are a lot. Witches, mystical people, spiritual people, energy sensitive people. This is a massive, massive transition, transformation, massive energy. Okay. If you haven't seen any of my other videos on TikTok in regards to some of the absolute fuckery going on in these 3 days, please go and watch them. I will hopefully get some time to do a deep dive into them to put it up here. But if not, please go and check out my TikTok. Okay, there's so much going on. So let's have a look at this. 3:25 a.m. The moon is making a positive aspect with Lilith. This is happening at the Pisces degree, and this is about integration, right? This is about really like focusing in on integrating and understanding wounds around the parts of you that you reject, right? Guilt, shame, um, fear of being misunderstood, all of those things. It has so much to do with uh, times that you have been deceived, times that you have deceived somebody else. It has a lot to do with sexual energy. It has a lot to do with creativity. Okay. So, because the moon is in Capricorn as well, this is very much about locking it in as a way to protect yourself. Okay. At 4:01 a.m., that's square to Chiron. Thankfully, we'll be asleep down here in Melbourne because everything here is in Melbourne time, which is daylight saving time at the moment. So that square to Chiron is absolutely causing friction, right? So we lock in this, like, integrate these lessons around the rejected parts of us. And then this is a pretty harsh look at the childhood wound because, like, we are now standing stronger, right? I am now standing stronger that I can no longer be affected by these rejected parts of me showing up and making me feel shame or guilt around. And then the Chiron wound needs to have this moment of friction because it needs to now let go of something. It needs to grow. It needs to take action. And then at 4:56 a.m., like, good luck being asleep from 4 o'clock, honestly. So this opposition to Jupiter is huge. Okay, so Jupiter is getting set to start its retrograde, right? Jupiter starts its retrograde on the 12th of November. And so this energy, especially 24 degrees, right? The Pisces fucking degree, this is very much about integration, right? But what this one is, this opposition, this push pull between the father energy Capricorn and the mother energy Cancer, right? So the Lilith wound is often related to the mother energy. The Chiron wound is often related to the father energy. And we've kind of been over those things within that energy of the morning. And so this opposition, it's really like it's helping expand the way that you have looked at your family space so that you can not only integrate the wounds of your childhood, but you can see how your mother's wounding, your mother's wounding, you can see how that has affected your own safety, right? Your own stability. And then we get 5:36 a.m. Let's fucking move forward from an I am perspective, right? 25 degrees, the Aries degree. Mars in Scorpio, we are making moves from our deep emotional needs and desires, right? From our emotional truth. We are passionately moving forward and we are doing so in a very disciplined fucking way, Capricorn, right? So then we get the sextile to Saturn as well. And this is like fucking lock that in, right? Saturn is only got what, a month left of its retrograde. Okay. So I think it's going to get back to almost 24 degrees of Pisces and then we start going forward again. So this is really like we've looked back, we're looking at like probably the 4 to 6 months before May this year, right? So the first half of this year, the last couple of months of last year. And we're making sure that we've learned what we need to learn within that space. We're making sure that the karmic situation, we're good. We understand it. We're taking responsibility for where we are. So then the sun comes in, right, 11:41 a.m. and it actually is telling you to let something fucking go, right? So Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces. This is the last time Neptune will be at 29 degrees of Pisces while you're alive, unless you plan on living longer than 160 years. So this is really closing out 15 years worth of trauma energy. This is closing out 160 years worth of generations of trauma energy. And this is like a whole new situation that we are going to start dealing with when Neptune moves back into Aries next year. So this aspect is kind of saying, like, now that we can feel a little bit more confident about enjoying who the fuck we are without guilt or shame hanging over our heads, and we can really feel good about our creative ideas and this transformation that we're going through. We actually need to leave this stuff in the past, right? And that's really what that is saying. Like, let go so you can move forward. And so then we get to 2:17 p.m. We get a sextile to Mercury, 2:38 a sextile to Neptune, right? So these are massive energies, massive, because Mercury is almost done. It's almost done in Scorpio, right? It's going to go retrograde. So it's going to move into Sagittarius, right, on the 29th at like 10 o'clock at night. And so this is the last little bit, right? The last little bit before we go into Sag, and then it hits retrograde. So this is like, could very much be the uncovering of a question, of a secret that has a question that needs to be answered, right? Or of something coming up that you're not sure what the truth of it is. Okay, be very aware of that, because this Neptune at 29 degrees being right fucking there, like literally right there as well, right? The moon is sextiling both Mercury at 29 degrees of Scorpio and Neptune retrograding at 29 degrees of Pisces. So Mercury in Scorpio wants to find out information, right? It wants to uncover truth. But Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces causes a hell of a lot of fucking haze, right? From the generations past, from the ancestors past. It brings in a lot of heavy, heavy, confusing energy, right? But it's trying to dissolve something. It's trying to dissolve something. And it is trying to light something up. That's where this crisis kind of energy comes from. There's only 30 degrees in each sign, so 29 degrees is the last bit, right? And because Mercury will come back into 29 degrees of Scorpio when it goes back there the 19th of November, this is going to come back up again. Okay. So, whatever questions are kind of coming up, write them down. Whatever things, whatever kind of messages are coming through that are making you maybe feel a little bit paranoid, maybe feel a little bit like you need a detective kind of energy on something, write that shit down. Okay. Now, this is particularly interesting. This moon sextiling Neptune at 29 degrees, and then this moon trining Uranus at 0 degrees, right? So this is fucking stress, and this is like movement into the new world if I've ever fucking seen it in astrology. Okay, like the moon trining Uranus at 0 degrees. Uranus is retrograding as well, so we are kind of back in May, June with that Uranus retrograde, and the moon at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And we are back with the moon in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, and Pluto is going forward. So this is forward movement, helping you kind of find some kind of untapped weird ability that you have, like see something from a different perspective. And we will lighten the load with this letting go kind of energy. And we've now got access to kind of seeing some things that we never couldn't see before. And then that moon conjunct Pluto at 1 degree, like something is being shown to you, something is being revealed, something is trying to come through and be locked into your truth, right? But it's not being connected to the past. We're not connecting it to ancestral or generational. We're almost taking it from then and we're owning it. We're making it our own, right? Aquarius energy is the idea of like, I need to know everything about the thing, and I'm going to take that and make it mine. I'm going to put my themes onto it, my flavors, if you will, into it. And that's what this energy is about. This is where this transformation is coming from, right? So, and like I said, this is really going to come into play at the end of November. So if you're someone who journals, be journaling pretty hard around these big Mercury aspects, right? So the last aspect of the day, 6:46 p.m., semi-square to the node, North Node in Pisces at the Leo degree, okay? This is about the worth of your authenticity and how covering up your authenticity or not being proud of it or not expressing it, how that will have a negative effect on wherever it is you're fucking going to, okay? Like North Node in Pisces, very much about your spiritual journey, your connection to your spiritual self. And it's very much telling us right now to go with the flow and see where it wants us to go, okay? If you want my help, you can come up with an appointment. I've got a couple of memberships up as well, and my November aspect journal will be up on my website if you would like to grab that. Okay, stay weird, my friends, and trust me, find yourself some kind of emotional or spiritual advisor. Bye. because after these 3 days, everybody is gonna be looking.